Red Bull heads into this weekend's season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix as clear favorite, after Sergio Perez closed out preseason testing on top with over 0.3 of a second in hand. It was smiles all round, not just with Checo's best time on Pirelli's second softest C4 tyre, but with the squad completing the 4th highest mileage. A strong sign last year's double DNF won't be repeated. Conditions are going to be a bit similar to what we just experienced tonight, so it would be great to start the season much stronger than we did last year, said Perez. Sir Lewis Hamilton was runner-up in a still problematic Mercedes W14 on Pirelli C5s. Alfa Romeo's Valtteri Bottas was third also on C5s, ahead of the Ferraris on C4s, which completed the top 5. And the Scuderia looks to be Red Bull's nearest competitor on corrected pace, with Aston Martin potentially third, ahead of the Silver Arrows, after Fernando Alonso's impressive Day 3 long run. There is a lot of potential left for us to unlock, and I think we are in a decent place heading into next week, the Spaniard said. In terms of total running, AlphaTauri aced the charts with 456 laps ahead of Williams. Ferrari, Red Bull and Haas were next, and all within 4 laps, while McLaren could only manage 312. With downtime during the final morning affecting rookie Oscar Piastri's prep due to the repair of a minor ongoing issue. McLaren is enduring its second straight preseason nightmare after it was revealed that the team missed development targets on its MCL 60. Aston Martin reserve pilot Felipe Drugovich remains poised to replace an injured Lance Stroll in this weekend's Bahrain season opener. Stroll injured his wrist in a cycling accident in Spain on the eve of testing, but while the team expected a swift recovery, there are doubts he'll be fit for the first race with more time needed. 4-time F1 world champion Sebastian Vettel was floated as a high-profile one-off comeback, but it's said Drugovich as reserve would get the green light.
I'm going to be reserve driver for many races, not all of them because we also have Stoffel, but I'm going to be following most of the races, and I'm going to be learning a lot, trying to absorb anything that I can learn from the team, and just try to be ready if I have an opportunity one day.
Red Bull is reportedly considering the future of its AlphaTauri squad after its income plummeted from a 9th place finish in the standings last year. Reports in the German media last week stated Red Bull's sister team is evaluating the cost savings from moving its base from Faenza in Italy to the UK, with the outfit said to be up for sale if it can't be done. But Red Bull motorsport consultant Dr. Helmut Marko said that while AlphaTauri can't be happy with its performance last year, any decision is up to the squad's shareholders. If you have a team that wins the World Championship and the other one is only around 9th place, the synergies don't seem to work properly, he said. Staying with AlphaTauri, whose boss Franz Tost has high hopes for new recruit Nick de Vries, having stated that his very high natural speed proves he knows how to win races and championships. De Vries' full-time shot came on the back of a stunning stand-in for Alex Albon at last year's Italian Grand Prix, in which he scored 2 points on debut for Williams with limited time to prepare. And Tost thinks there's more to come from the Dutchman.
I think that we will have a successful season with Nick because he's learning fast, he's a good technical understanding, and his feedback is really fantastic.
De Vries has a stellar record with the 2010 Karting World Championship, Formula Renault 2.0 Alps and Euro Cup, third in Formula Renault 3.5 in 2015, the 2019 Formula 2 title, and Formula E crown. Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly have again reiterated that it'll be smooth sailing at Alpine with their past differences behind them. The pair were an unlikely match at the Enstone squad, despite the fact that both Ocon and Gasly, as well as the underlying Alpine brand, hail from France's Normandy region. But Gasly says progress has been made.
We've known with Esteban with each other for the past 21 years now, so I think we're probably the drivers that knows each other the most. We have had our ups and downs like in any relationships, and I think since we arrived in Formula One, it's a lot better.
But while Ocon no doubt feels Alpine is his team, given his long career at Aston and race win in 2021, the Frenchman says he is focused on getting the best out of himself.
My role, in a way, doesn't change. I'm still working very hard with the team and trying to develop the car, get the maximum out of it at each race, and understanding as much as I can early on.
Haas is going all out to stay ahead of its midfield rivals this season, with the American team moving 3 of its staff to the garage to add $250,000 to its development budget. Haas is the smallest outfit in F1, ensuring that most team members have to fulfill multiple roles. But with the American squad now operating at the cost cap, finding additional funds for upgrades is a challenge. Haas previously had 6 people on its pit wall, but will save $250,000 in freight costs with a smaller perch. The only way to get faster is development, so we try to free up as much as possible and not spend it on Pratt perches, for example, said team boss Gunther Steiner. The path to an F1 entry for IndyCar stalwarts Andretti Autosport could be about to get even tougher, with its prospective rivals pushing to triple the entry fee to $600 million. Andretti, in partnership with American automotive giant GM Cadillac, has applied to the FIA for a slot on the F1 grid as a startup, after its talks to buy Sauber fell through in 2021. But current teams believe the $200 million anti-dilution fee to cover lost prize money due to an 11th team joining is no longer enough, leading to talks that it should at least triple, which would scupper Andretti's startup plans, with the teams keen to force the FIA's hand in keeping the grid at just 20 cars. The rules have been tweaked ahead of this weekend's season opener in Bahrain, following a recent meeting of the FIA's F1 Commission, including a more relaxed approach to team radio. F1's governing body had clamped down on driver coaching from the pit wall during the formation lap, but that 2017 rule has now been removed, ensuring open chat all weekend. Racing in the rain should be better for drivers from Imola onwards, with Pirelli preparing to introduce a new wet weather tyre that doesn't require warming blankets. In other changes, reduced races will get shorter points even if they don't finish with a suspended race, ensuring no repeat of last year's Japanese Grand Prix, where a loophole enabled Max Verstappen to win the driver's title in a confusing post-race celebration. There will also be a more relaxed parc ferme at sprint events, various circuit changes and DRS additions, a winter shutdown, and a cost cap adjustment for additional events above 21. Red Bull Top Gun Max Verstappen has backed F1's efforts to achieve net carbon zero status from 2030, stating the series already runs the most efficient combustion engine on the planet. F1 is preparing for its next-generation power unit from 2026, which will produce around 3 times the electrical power of current spec units via the MGU-K, and will be powered by sustainable fuels or e-fuels. All of it part of F1's big push for reducing its environmental impact, which now forms part of every initiative and decision made.
We already have the most efficient combustion engine on the planet running in F1. So yeah, I'm just very excited to be a part of it. We know it's very important for the planet. And yeah, let's all work together towards that goal.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.